Howdy, my name is Isabella Ferroni, and today I'm going to be talking about the conflict between the Cricket Australia and the Australian cricketers, and the conflict between that and ways in which we can mediate and resolve this conflict. So, during the March 24th, 2018 cricket match between Australia and South Africa in Cape Town, South Africa, it was revealed that Australian captain Steve Smith and player Cameron Bancroft were involved in a premeditated plan to tamper with the cricket ball. Bancroft used sandpaper to roughen the ball in an attempt to gain an unfair advantage against the South African team. According to The Guardian, in a 2018 article, this is a global news organization noted for their investigative journalism. An admission came during a post-match press conference where Smith confessed to his involvement and expressed regret, stating that he was, quote, not proud of his actions and hoped that he could, quote, learn and come back stronger from him. Despite this, he initially refused to step down as captain, and both Smith and Bancroft were fined a percentage of their match fees by the Cricket Australia. However, it was later discovered that their vice captain, David Weiner, had devised the plan and instructed Bancroft on how to execute it, with Smith being aware of the scheme and failing to intervene. In response, Smith and Weiner resigned from their leadership roles a few days later, and Cricket Australia subsequently imposed more severe penalties, suspending both Smith and Weiner for 12 months and banning them from future leadership positions, where with Bancroft, he received 9 months suspension from international and domestic cricket matches. While none of the players contested the charges, the harshment of the punishment sparked debate within the cricket community about their fairness, giving their unprecedented severity. The Players Association, the Cricket Association, emphasized that all players have the right to seek advice from their peers, advisors, and family to ensure fair and proportionate sanctions. According to The Guardian, Cricket Australia acknowledged the need to reform, stating that the scandal prompted them to examine the culture and the conduct of the sport and their players, with these unprecedented punishments serving as a step towards change. Both Cricket Australia and the Australian Cricket Association acknowledged the blatant cheating by the Australian team and recognized its damaging impacts on the integrity of the Australian cricket and the country's reputation as a whole. Both organizations are committed to maintaining the integrity of the sport by ensuring that cricket remains synonymous with fair play and working to rebuild the trust lost amongst fans and stakeholders due to the 2018 cheating scandal. So they both recognized, cheating happened, cheating is wrong, and that they need to regain the trust of their fans. Following the scandal, major sponsors such as Magdalena terminated their partnership with the Australian team, highlighting the broader consequences of the incident of the sport's financial and reputational standing, as reported from The Guardian. In order to resolve this disagreement, Cricket Australia and the Australian cricketers, there needs to be an open and transparent line of communication between the two parties, where both are actively involved in listening to each other's suggestions, complaints, and disagreements. And both organizations need to clearly state their reasoning behind their opinions and their decisions, and be able to clarify any misunderstandings to the other party, in order to open the floor for a more trustful and collaborative problem-solving approach to the scandal. This would help create an environment where both parties are focused on their mutual interests. Cricket Australia and the Australian cricketers should focus mainly on using an integrative bargaining approach. This approach aims at finding a beneficial solution for both parties, so a win-win negotiation where both parties win. This approach aims at finding a beneficial solution for both parties. This no negotiation approach allows for an open line of communications, like we talked about, between the two organizations when it comes to players' rights and treatments. This will help both organizations maintain integrity of the cricket sport. Um, Factors that could bar this conflict from being resolved are things such as leadership dynamics between the Australian cricketers and Cricket Australia. Both organizations could have strong-willed leaders, unwilling to hear, and communicate with the other, making it more difficult to come to a resolution and hinder any potential discussions. Also, having like very emotionally charged leaders, such as like angry and defensive leaders, could also hinder any potential discussions. Also, a lack of trust between the organizations could also be a factor that could bar the two organizations from coming to a mutual understanding, um, and also regain that trust lost from fans and sponsors, like we talked about. Thank you.